Opportunities equals reparations for 21st century black citizens. Opportunities equals reparations for 21st century black citizens. Thank you for tuning in to the Black Political Buzz Network, and my name is Laurel. On this vlog, I want to discuss reparations for 21st century black people, or black people living in the 21st century, especially those black people who live in America, especially black people who live in the United States of America. The reparations, first of all, let's just define or look at the definition of that word. Reparations is a type of compensation. It's a type of compensation for black people or human beings with African descendants. So reparations is a type of compensation for black people or human beings with African descendants whose descendants were slaves. Black people or human beings whose descendants were slaves. They came from Africa and they were slaves in the United States. So reparations refers to giving the families or the descendants, the current descendants or the current families, some type of monetary compensation because of the mistreatment that many slaves or many black people from Africa who were enslaved back centuries ago. This reparations, these payments or these monetary reparations would compensate for that slavery or that mistreatment of those human beings. Okay, so for decades now, there's been talk within the black American community of reparations from the federal government. They said that every other ethnic group that was mistreated like the black people were received some type of reparations. So they've given examples. They said that the Native American Indians were given free tuition for college, allowed to run casinos, gambling casinos on their reservations. They've given Native American Indians free money to purchase land and houses, free money for their kids to go to college, any college of their choice, freedom to run gambling casinos on their reservations, which created many jobs for many Indians, Native American Indians. Sometimes I've heard that Native American Indians don't have to pay tax on their land, so their land is tax free. So that's considered a type of reparations for Native American Indians. Then they have the Jewish people who were victims of the Holocaust. They were given money from the federal government to use as they please. So the federal government in the United States gave many Jewish citizens money to compensate for the Holocaust victims. Okay? And I also heard that the Cubans have received money as well. Now, I haven't heard about the Haitians receiving anything. I haven't heard about the Haitians receiving any type of reparations. But there is evidence that the Native American Indians, the Jewish people, even some Asians, they had many Chinese people during World War II who were placed in confinement camps, because of the World War II invasion at Pearl Harbor. They rounded up all those Chinese citizens and put them in confinement camps. And I've even heard that the Chinese people were given some reparations as well. So if you were Chinese, you also received reparations because of your descendants, what they went through, how they were mistreated. But the Haitian people who are black, they haven't received reparations. And black Americans have not received reparations monetarily. I'm speaking of monetarily. Well, I want the black people in America to realize they may never, it's a possibility that black people in the United States may never, ever receive any type of monetary reparations or any type of monetary compensation for their enslaved descendants. So we need to get off that monetary kick of reparations. That ain't gonna happen. Forget it. That ain't gonna happen. I know ain't is not proper grammar, but that ain't gonna happen. Well, what can we expect? Let's be realistic, black people. Black people living now in the 21st century. Let's be realistic. What can we expect from the government? Not food stamps, not welfare, not free housing. What about opportunities? What about opportunities? We know that affirmative action is not going to be around forever. We know that affirmative action, which was the only type of reparations that we really have seen from the government. I mean, it wasn't any money involved. It was just affirmative action gave us opportunities to enter into 4-year colleges and have a fair shot at getting good jobs in America. But that's on its last leg. Affirmative action is on its last leg. I don't believe it's going to be around for a much longer. So what can we realistically expect as black people in this country in the 21st century? What about opportunities? Opportunities. Without affirmative action, just opportunities, fair opportunities, not half opportunities, but fair opportunities to break into business, to become small business owners, fair opportunities to be properly educated, fair opportunities to be homeowners, fair opportunities for proper legal representation, fair opportunities as it relates to taxation, fair opportunities to be a success and be in charge of our own destiny as U.S. citizens. Why don't black people in America and black leaders in the United States of America in 21st century, why don't black leaders of today focus on fair opportunities? Why not include giving black people a fair opportunity in life on the 2016 platform? You know, right now we're in the 2016 presidential election season. What better time than ever to ask for a new issue to campaign for? What about opportunities, fair opportunities? Not for food stamps and welfare and free housing, but fair opportunities for, as I stated, for education, academics, small business, business growth, job, employment. You know, giving ex-offenders, black ex-offenders a second chance, a fair second chance by banning the box question on applications. Fair opportunity to, to own land and property without being overly taxed and overly burdened with a lot of regulations and a lot of taxes. Fair opportunities to be successful in this nation. So we can also enjoy the American dream. Why not have black leaders campaign for or approach our leaders about giving black people fair opportunities in this nation in the 21st century so we can be in charge of our own destinies and we can become job creators so that black people can become job creators for our own unemployed black citizens in our communities. That's the only type of reparations that we should be seeking for is opportunities, fair opportunities. Affirmative action is on its way out. I repeat, affirmative action is on its way out. It's on its last leg. But we can campaign for and advocate for. We can advocate for opportunities moving forward as a people so that we can take part in the American dream in this country. Forget reparations. What about opportunities? Real opportunities to be a success. Because if you give people an opportunity to be a success, then they can't blame anyone but themselves if they fail. I repeat, if you give black people or any human being a real opportunity, a real chance to succeed, a real opportunity, then if they fail, they can only blame themselves and not the government. What about it, black people? I ask you. What about abandoning the idea of monetary reparations for fair opportunities? Thank you for tuning in, and goodbye.